is a bit of a gear change. The phrase is behaving like an animal and stop being a chicken or a rat or a sloth are being regarded as offensive and insulting by the animal rights charity PETA because it reinforces, apparently, the myth that humans are superior.
Yes, we wanted to focus attention on something else this morning, and so we've focused it on this. Instead of calling someone a chicken, PETA want people to use the word coward. Instead of rat, they suggest using the word snitch. I hate the word snitch. Rather than referring to someone as a snake, they want people to use jerk. What ways are these less offensive? Instead of pig, for someone who's being greedy or ignorant, they suggest repulsive. And finally, instead of calling someone a sloth, they say just use the word lazy. Well, joining us to discuss this, Elizabeth White from PETA and journalist and radio presenter Mike Porky Parry, who thinks this is ludicrous. Mike, did you get your nickname from a pig?
No, I didn't. As a younger man, I carried a bit of timber, a bit of extra weight, and a broadcasting colleague I worked with, Mr. Alan Brazil, former footballer and current broadcaster, decided to give me the moniker Porky, as in Porky Parry. It's stuck with me ever since. And I don't regard that as in any way offensive. I don't think pigs are offensive. It's actually a term of endearment. People regard me as cuddly and nice and porky piggish and, you know, a member of the family and that sort of thing. And
do you know what, Jennifer White? That's what struck me. When I looked at your list of swaps, the words that we use, which sort of harness the animals to insult people, are actually a little bit softer than what you're suggesting. If you're saying someone's a bit porky like a pig, it's a little bit less offensive than telling them direct to their face that they're fat. If you say, oh, you've been a bit of a rat, it's probably a little bit kinder than accusing someone of being a snitch.
That's right.
Well, just to be clear, we're not telling anyone to ban any words. We're not the PC police. We're simply asking people to think about the words that they use and the impact that they have, because we know that words matter and we know that they help shape our perception and our attitudes and beliefs about others. So when you consider that when you call someone a rat or a pig or a chicken, not only are you being hurtful to whoever you're throwing the insult at, but this also isn't accurate. You're implying that some animals are ugly or deceitful or disgusting, and that's just not true. And when you continue to use words,
Jennifer,
well, 1 minute, just let
Jennifer,
me finish.
I hate to break it to you.
To use words
I hate to break it to you,
that
Jennifer.
perpetuate a negative stereotype, and it can affect our treatment of animals.
Jennifer, I hate to break it to you, but rats can be disgusting. That's why we use the phrase rat. Sloths can be lazy. That's why they got the name, actually, because they're basically slow-moving and lazy.
To talk about this. Well, so the word sloth comes from slow. It doesn't come from the word lazy. Lazy is a trait that humans have, but sloths cannot be lazy. They're slow for survival.
When was the last time a sloth complained about being offended about this?
Of course, we are not saying animals are offended, and I think you know that by asking that question, you're deliberately trying to miss the point of what we're making.
No, you're saying these words are offensive, and I'm saying to you, when was the last time a pig or a chicken or a sloth, or sloth, whatever I call them, when was the last time any of them complained about these offensive words?
That words do not have consequences. You are a journalist. We know words matter, and we know that they have consequences.
Do you know what I think, Jennifer? Honestly, you've been on the show before. Here's what I think. There's a global pandemic right now that is killing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. And up you pop, as you did before the pandemic.
To be fair to Jennifer, she's invited on the programme.
No. I don't mean here. I mean on your social media platform. You pop up and you think the most important issue in the world right now is actually using phrases like chicken. To which I say, get a life, Jennifer.
You keep an eye on PETA social media. You did not choose to bring us on here to discuss our investigation into South African trophy hunting. You did not choose to bring us on here to discuss our investigation into monkey labour in Thailand. You chose to bring us on to discuss this tweet, and that's why I'm here.
Well defended, Jennifer.
It's not well defended. We've discussed trophy hunting many times on this programme.
Yeah, but we didn't invite PETA on.
I read the reaction. The reason I wanted to get you on, I read the reaction to your tweet on social media. And there was widespread ridicule. And actually, a lot of people just think you are trivialising. You are actually the PC language cops. You actually do want to tell us how to speak. I mean, Mike Parry, it turns what is harmless rhetoric, in my view, which the animals concerned are never going to hear or understand. They don't understand what these words are. Sorry, Jennifer, I'm talking to Mike. Talking to Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, it's just this kind of PC language nonsense, which to me is so out of kilter, particularly in a pandemic. Who cares?
Yeah, I looked at what PETA had said about it, and she said there's a dictionary somewhere and it gives, evil descriptions of animals. But as you quite rightly said, snakes can be quite venomous sometimes, and pigs can be quite dirty. They scrub around in mud and all that kind of stuff. Now, my pseudonym is Porky Parry. I take offence at anybody who thinks that I'm in any way offending animals. I'm an animal lover. I love all God's creatures, right? I'm a member of a duck conservancy. I'm a patron of a horse sanctuary. In the winter days, I go out with a hammer and I break the ice on ponds so that birds can get water. And I don't like being described as somebody who is in some way taking advantage of animals.
Okay.
We are superior, PETA, humans, and that's why we farm animals and we farm pigs. We look after them. What about being as wise as an elephant? What about us being, as strong as a horse? I mean, there's all sorts
the
of terms
courage of a lion, or being described as sleek as a cat. Jennifer, there are positive associations as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's something we're advocating. Like, pigs are hyper intelligent animals. So, if I came on air and called Piers a pig, he would probably think that I was saying he was repulsive or disgusting, when really these animals are so intelligent that if we flipped it on its head and said that someone with a high IQ is as smart as a pig, that would completely change our perception of these animals.
You're clever, Jennifer.
Last time you came on, Jennifer, she's really clever. Last time you came on...
Well, she's getting away with calling you a pig.
Last time you came on...
positive.
You were objecting to the use of the word pet. You thought that was offensive. And yet I've noticed your name of your company remains, your organisation remains PETA.
People for the
as I
ethical
said
treatment
last
of
time,
animals.
Piers, it is an acronym.
Okay, I
and
find
it's
it
not
offensive, though,
something we're
Jennifer.
in a hurry.
I'm offended by it.
Well, we're not talking about causing offence. We're talking about making small changes that, in the long run, could have a huge impact on how we treat animals. And with all due respect to Mike and his nickname, I'm not here to talk about that. We're not saying there's anything wrong with his nickname. I'm not saying he's offending animals.
So he can still call himself Porky.
We're saying that just because animals can't
Can Mike still call himself Porky, yes or no?
Of course, I don't care what Mike calls
so we end the
himself.
debate with a direct authority from PETA that we can still call you Porky Parry.
And we can call you a pig,
We've got that. I don't care what you call me.
Because it's a compliment, apparently.
Of course.
To PETA.
Let's be nice to snakes, because they can really hear you. Come on, little ratty. Come on, little ratty, you cuddly little ratty. Anyway, maybe the viewers think I've gone mad and not Jennifer. We'll see. We'll find out. Good to talk to you both. Jennifer, thanks for joining us again. Porky, keep going, mate.
Thank you very much.
Back to your sty.